In this video, I'm going to cover some of the common problems people experience when sending emails. I'm sure you've received an email in the past that contained all sorts of crazy characters, and maybe you weren't quite sure how those characters got into the email. Well, the first thing that you need to understand is that Microsoft Word is an HTML editor. And because it's an editor, it will create different characters and treat these characters differently than standard text. The most common problems that we see are quotation marks, apostrophes, triple dots, and the ampersand. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you the HTML that Microsoft Word is actually creating when you're creating a Word document. So let's take a look at this document's source code. Now let's scroll down and view the HTML that's actually getting created in order for you to create this Word document. And down here at the bottom, you can see the actual HTML for the text that I've created. And inside a Word document, you can see that there's a quotation mark, and an apostrophe, and the triple dots, and all these things look normal in Word. But now let's go back and look what happens when we copy this and paste it into an actual HTML editor. And now I'm just going to paste this into an online HTML editor. And in this editor, it might be a little difficult to see, but I want to show you how different the characters are that I've copied from Word versus the characters that get created in an actual HTML editor. Now the first thing I'll do is I'll add a quotation mark right next to the other quotation mark. And you can see that the characters look completely different. And now you'll notice this triple dot. Now this should be treated as 3 different dots, but instead it's treated as one character. Watch what happens when I hit the backspace one time. You see I hit the backspace one time and the entire triple dot disappeared. Now if I were to add 3 dots in using an HTML editor and I hit the backspace one time, it only deletes 1 dot as you would expect because it treats all 3 of the dots as 3 separate characters. And now let's go take a look at another HTML editor and you'll see an even more dramatic difference. So we'll come into our content library, we'll add a new email, go right to the content editor, and we'll paste this in. Okay, now let's go look at the source code, and you can see what's actually coming through when a person receives this in their email. Here's the quotation code, and here's the right side quotation code, the quote, and of course the triple dot, and the ampersand. Let's go ahead and add these in an HTML editor, and you'll be able to see a huge difference in the HTML that gets produced. So again, I'm going to paste the text in, but this time I'm going to backspace over the bad characters and replace it with the correct characters. And now let's go look at the source code. So as a comparison, you can see here we have a whole different code. We have different quotations, different apostrophes, different triple dots, and a different ampersand. So the bottom line for using Microsoft Word is that you need to strip these characters out of your Word document after you copy and paste them into an HTML editor for sending emails. Otherwise, your recipients may get something that looks correct, but they may get something that doesn't look correct and looks like some hieroglyphics have been sent to them. The best way for you to write your content is to actually write it inside the HTML editor so you know you're getting pure HTML characters inside all of your emails. Now if you want, you can always copy it and paste it into a Word document if you want to check your grammar or do something else with your content outside of the HTML editor.